Okay, on the bench today, we've got a golden tee. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to diagnose one of these. I think that'd be a good video. So this is a no boot, but we do have a reset. You hear the pop, but we got a solid status light. So let's, the first thing I like to do is obviously boot it up and see what it's doing. Right, so we got a solid status light that should be blinking. Right, but we do have a reset, so that's good. Sometimes they don't have a reset, so this is the first thing I do, and that's a visual inspection. So just like I said, first thing you do is a visual inspection. As you know, we start here with the booting. That's why this lid's here. It boots this, checks this checks this, and then it boots forward. So first thing I like to do is obviously make sure there's no corrosion or anything around this area here, and there's not. You come over here. Yeah, there's some stuff there, but it's, I don't think it's anything to worry about. That all looks okay. Now we get right here, and yeah, there's some stuff here, for sure. So let's just, whoops. Let me see if I can get that locked into that for a second here. Without shadow. But yeah, you can see there's some crap under there, so let's just try to tidy that up just a smidgen here. And yeah, we got some corroded pads and some stuff happening there. Let me unfocus that and then get in there close. You can see you got some stuff going on there. That's for sure. Definitely. And you want to do that all the way around. Check all that. There's more. Now, when it comes to this spot right here, this is where this locks to this. Oh, I can see some corrosion right there alone. Right, so we will have to check this. This is an old one anyways. What is this? 1.06, right? And because obviously it doesn't have the original hard drive, you definitely need the newer 2.9 or 2.09, sorry. And then you got to check this. And of course, there's going to be corrosion. So what you want to do first is clean up all those areas. Just get them all clean. That's what I'm going to do now. Just use isopropyl alcohol. Now this is a bamboo toothbrush is what I use to clean it all up, because that's easy to clean afterwards, and clean it up with some Q-tips, and that's what I'm going to do now. Just spray the shit out of it, clean it all up, get in there, scrub away any of the hard crap that you can't get to, and then go through and literally clean it up. You don't need to press real hard, just enough to start cleaning up some of that crap. And you'll notice that maybe some of that top layer corrosion there may start coming off. Right? If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, right, you'll know how bad or how deep you have to go. Let me get that down like that. For you. I got a little bit of shadow going on there, but like for example, that right there, you can start getting rid of all that. Man, this camera does not want to focus today, eh? But yeah, you just want to get in there and just start cleaning the edges up here. And you want to do that all the way around. See if I can unfocus that and refocus it. Yeah, of course you're going to be a punk like that, aren't you? Yeah, just start getting in there. And that's what you want to do all the way around. All the way around. All the way around. All around everything. Pop this off. We'll check it out. And that's where you want to start. Okay, so I've gone through and I've cleaned that up, you know, the best you can. There's still going to be some crap, especially when it starts to dry off. Right, you'll start to see it more and more and more, what pops out. But if you look at this BIOS chip here that I pulled, everything looks okay, everything looks okay, everything looks okay. That doesn't look okay. So get in there with your toothbrush, clean that one up too. Let me get you down, let me get you backed out. Let's see if we can't scrub that out. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to pop in that newer BIOS here, and then we'll give it a test here after cleaning it up. Now, normally this is not going to get you booted, but it's at least going to be able to let you see what is happening. Let me get in there and really scrub that one out. Right, let's see what. Let me get that light off. Let me back way up. Let's get this new BIOS chip in here. Well, new. The updated version. Let's get it plugged in, and let's just see if it makes any difference whatsoever. Normally it doesn't, but we'll see here. What we're looking for is right here. Oh, did you see that? Oh, it actually did. Oh, look at it. It's. I don't know if you can tell. It's having a hard. It's doing something. It's different now. See that? How now we're starting to get a little blink there. All right. So let's just let me just wiggle this for a second here. I think I already understand what the hell's happening here. Let's just see. Let me just reset this. Yep. Yeah. Oh, we're starting to get a blink there. And the reset's different. Let me just make sure that's not getting stupid hot. Nope. Just make sure nothing's shorted here. I've got a feeling. Whoops. I've got a feeling. It could be this too. Let me just give that a little wiggle there. Make sure we got nothing in that socket. Yeah, we're at least starting to blink here. Now comes the tedious part. So I bet you if I take my logic probe, either they're going to be dead, completely dead, or they're going to be non-stop. The signals. Oh, that almost seems like it wants to boot. Because normally it'll keep. Yeah, see how it won't stop, it keeps going? That means it's not booting properly from this. So something is not accepting. See how it stopped resetting? Yep, so I think we may have an issue with the signals not being passed from here to here properly. So what I'll need to do, this is the tedious part, this is what sucks. This is the worst part about fixing these. Besides removing the chips and having to put them back on, and what we got to do now is we got to trace out with our multimeter every single one of these to every spot that they go. So for example, turn my meter on here. I always forget what order they go into, but which is why I keep a board without I can't get around the camera. Give me a second here. So for example, that should be power. No? It is. All right, so the next one here, does it go? Let me do it this way. It should go somewhere here. Actually, let me get rid of that. Sorry. And it does. Then the next one. Then the next one. Yep. And the next one. Why don't I hear that one? But it could be on the side here too. You gotta check everywhere. So up to this one here. Yeah, I don't hear this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was that the one that's got the bad leg? Oh, there it is now. Hang on here, because it wasn't there a second ago. So I mean, we could have, that could be the only issue with this. Nope. But that's what we got to do. So you got to go through and check every single one of these to make sure that we do have a proper continuity between all these and this. So give me a second. Let me go through all this and show you what I find, if I find anything. It also could be something to do with this and this not getting to the proper VCC clock data, your CE, your OE, your program. It could be all this too. This will stop it from booting as well. So give me a second. Let me go through this. Let me make sure everything's okay. It is a lot easier to, as soon as I find it here, if you need to, if you're not steady with your meter. to go ahead and remove the chip so you can get into each individual one and try it out. And if you don't, you may have to wiggle it a bit, because that'll lead you to maybe it's bad. Maybe one of the leg positions is bad. So for example, 4, 5, 6. So 6 was the bad one. Do we have it still? Maybe we do. Make sure we do have this one again. 5, we do. But we didn't when we first went across it. So yes, that's what you do. Let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so after cleaning it all up and checking everything, yeah, everything seems to check out, but yet we're still stuck in that. One thing that I do notice is that the light now actually gives, every time it resets, it does give the blink. So it is at least starting. So now we got to get down to more drastic measures here, which is, because we had corrosion here, and because we had corrosion here, right, we got to remove these and make sure that no traces under these chips have been severed. And that does suck, because, you know, you always run a risk, right? So, but that is what we have to do. So normally what I do is I use my hot air tool, my rework station, and go around at 400 degrees and remove this chip, clean up all the pads, make sure there's no corrosion under the pins of the chip. I don't know if I have one out here. Oh, maybe I do. Hang on here. Let's just say, for example, do I have a quad? Perfect. This is just a smaller version of a quad flat pack, right? So underneath the legs here, where the legs go flat, oops. Come on, you. All right, where they go flat, we want to make sure that there's no corrosion on the flat parts here of the pin. So we clean all that up too. Clean up all the traces, all the pads under here, and do a continuity check between the pads that run under here to the vias underneath this chip. And then reapply the chip. And then if it's still nothing, then we got to move on to this chip. And this one can get nasty and scary. If it comes to that point that I have to remove this one to test it, then I will show you what to do. I will tell you right off the bat, though, if you do have to do this, you protect this serial number. Write this down. Because if your rework station, right, obviously puts out a ton of heat, it will start to curl this sticker up, and you need this number in case you need to reprogram your U61. So just remember that. Protect this number. Okay, now that I've removed that, I'm going to be honest, I don't see much in the way of an issue, except for maybe, that is, right here. We could have an issue here, but I don't think so, because from here, which is 10 over, leads to here, and we do have continuity. We could have an issue here. I don't know if that's just crap. Yeah, see, exactly. So again, once you clean this up, the best way to do that is to just get on it with some flux and your wick and your soldering iron, and just clean these pads up. It's the best thing to do. We will definitely have to double check this too. What is, I know that's probably hard to see, but what is happening there as well? Right here. We could have a break there as well. This is why you need to check underneath it, because you never know. And again, it might not even be this chip. It might not even be this. It could be this, because we did have a ton of corrosion here. I know I cleaned it up really well, but underneath, you never know what's under here. And there's a lot happening here. There's power rails here and everything. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just clean this up. Again, like I said, bear with me a second. Just lay down here. Just get some flux. And you don't need much. You don't need much. Just get some flux on it. Again, you don't need much. It might look like a lot, but it's not. Very slowly, just barely squeezing it out like a thin layer. Now, if it was worse than this, you'll have to go over it multiple times with your braid and stuff. But be careful. Don't leave your braid on and your soldering iron on these pads for a long time, because you will pull the pads up, especially if they're corroded. You know what I mean? Because the corrosion then gets underneath the pad, underneath the adhesive that holds the pad. You're pulling up pads, pulling up traces. So, yeah, let me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to do my best to show you this here. I'll show you just how I do this real quick. So I just put the braid on, just like that. Gently. Let me clean that up for a second. Let me clean that tip. That's better. Right, it's just... Once you see it start to wake up, it's just move up and down. Just like that. You can see I'm literally using... I'm not using the braid. I'm not moving the braid up and down. I'm moving them simultaneously at the same time. Very, very lightly. Very Very lightly. Up and down with it. Don't go across. Especially if you're not experienced. Because you will... If it sticks... If you don't have this on properly, you have lower heat than what you should. And you go to move and it sticks, it'll pull a trace up. So... Just be careful what you're doing. Practice on a board. If you're not used to doing this, practice on a board you don't give a shit about. You know, some newer board, some dollar store board, or... And as you can see, move in here, you'll see the difference. Let me back out here so I can see what I'm looking at here. Get that up. And that's what you want to do. Then, when you do all four sides, then you just clean it up. So let me do the rest of this, right? And I'll show you how I clean it up. Okay, so that is just a single pass over each one, right? Then once we clean this up, and again, it's just going to be the same thing I did when we first looked at it. Isopropyl. Q-tip, up and down. Same thing. Up and down, up and down. Go with the pads. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. You'll get the feel for it. It's kind of like riding a bike. Just, if you're new to it, go slow. Go slow, because again, if you... Down in the microscopic level there, if you... Say, for example, if a pad is already loose and you come across it and it's got a little tiny spike of a piece of solder left and this gets caught on it, as you go across it, you could end up pulling the pad because that solder will get stuck to the Q-tip and you'll end up pulling it up. It's, again, it's all about feeling. I do see that it does look like we have a break right there. Right there. But I checked the continuity and it seemed all right. But now that I've removed the chip, it might have broken, which is okay. Shit like that happens, especially if the pad was already bad. But now you can really, really get in here with your meter and check everything. This is just the nature of the beast when it comes to these kinds of boards. These golden tees here. You know, you never know what it's like underneath the chip. And you'll be pulling your hair out wondering why everything looks okay on the outside, but really on the inside is... Yeah, she's bad. So let's go ahead and get all that done. Hey, geez, it's cold down here. I know you can probably hear my furnace, but geez, it is still cold down here. Okay, now, I'll let you look at that. Now that we've got that all cleaned up. Focus. There we go. See, now you can really get in and check to see if everything is all right. Like I said, this is the tedious part. You know what I mean? You got to check everything. So yeah, let me go ahead and start doing this checking with your multimeter and see if I find anything. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to put this back down because everything I see here seems fine. And everything I check seems to be okay. So if you look closely now, you can see that the pads, or the pads, the bottoms of the legs, there, this side seems okay. It sort of seems okay too, but there's lots of like jagged edges and stuff, and you do see some crap in there. Right? That's how that happens. So we want to clean that up. Oh yeah, there's definitely some shit on that corner. So I'm just going to try to show this as best as possible here, what I do to clean up these, because it makes it, the more you clean that up, the easier it is to get it back onto the board. So again, just with your wick and your iron, and I mean, you want to be gentle when you do this. You're not putting any pressure on any of these legs. So I'm just going to add just a drop, and I mean a drop, of flux to my wick. I mean, you want to be gentler than a mouse fart when you do this. And all I'm going to do is just put my iron on it like that. That's all I'm doing. I'm just dabbing very, very lightly all the way around. I'm just trying to get off any of the high spots. And I will show you what I mean here. Where are we here? That's all I'm doing. It's just taking off the high spots. See how nice and flat now? That's all I'm doing. And you want to double check just to see any of that black crap right there. Just make sure that's all nice and clean. You're going to do that all the way around. All the way around. So let me do that and I'll be right back. And there we go. So you can see all the legs now are nice and flat. That brown stuff you see there, that's just flux. You can see all the legs now are nice and clean. That's, again, that's just flux. Ooh, let me check that one out. But yeah, they're all good. All that is just flux. There's nothing to worry about there. I'll have to check that one too, that leg there. But that's what you want. Nice and flat like that. So that when you go to put it back on, it does sit flat. And it's easier to... and now that it's clean with flux, right? When you go to put it back on the pads, it's a lot easier. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me check those two. Let me check those two legs and make sure that I'm not tripping here. Is it just the camera giving me, like, making the brown look darker than what it is? And that's all it is? Yes, that's all that one is. And where's the other one? Right here. Nope. Definitely is still got a tad of corrosion there. Let me hit that one again. There we go. There we go. Okay. Sorry, that was off screen there. But yeah, okay. So now that that's done, pay mindful attention to where it says 1. And your 1 is going to be that small dot there. Literally like that. Now the best way I find to do this is to get it lined up the best way you can. Let me see if I can keep that focused there. It's just to get it lined up, right? Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because what we're going to do is, again, get it as lined up as best as possible. Hold it in place. Any side that's off, we're just going to move it over just a smidgen. Again, just to make sure everything is somewhat lined up. And it is right about there. Right about there. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold it in place. Oops. Just hold it in place. As you do this, don't worry about flux or anything right this second. Just get your solder. Oops. Let's get it all nice and lined up again here, because I tapped it. Just the best you can. Shit. looks pretty good right there. And just pick a side. You can't see shit, can you? Come on, focus right there for me. Just pick a side, any side. Load up some flux, some solder. I don't care how much, I don't care if it's a big glob. And just tack one corner. I don't care if it looks like shit or not. And I'll show you here. Right? Just like that. Just tack one side. I don't care how it looks. Unfocus. See how shitty that looks? All right, just enough so that what you can do is, as you're doing it, is it'll allow you to align. It'll hold one corner in, and you can sort of just see how you can move it like that, just a little bit, just get it perfectly lined up. And when you do, you can hold it in place and then tack the other side, the opposite corner as well, and it'll sit in place. Then you can work on one side, the other side, and then the other side, and the other side. And what it'll allow it to do is to sit perfect, and you don't got to worry about anything. So let me do that right now. So again, load up your iron. And again, I'm going to make sure everything is lined up. And I would assume that is pretty much perfect right there. I'm just going to tack a huge glob right there. Don't care. Let me just move it up just a smidgen. Right about there. Yep, right about there. And you'll see that everything is pretty much lined up. So see how that's tacked like that? Don't even sweat that. But now everything, all the pins are all lined up on each side. They're all lined up. And what that allows you to do is, I'll work on this side first, this side. Now, come in from a side that's not tacked. Again, just make sure everything's lined up, and it is. You can still sort of move it just a little bit. You know, not so much this way, but up and down, kind of. Because this side is tacked, and this side is tacked. So it kind of gives you a little bit of wiggle room up and down, but everything looks good here. And what I like to do now is just, nowhere in shot am I here. Where is it here? Way off. What that allows me to do is get in here with some flux, just a little bit of flux at first, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. And come in with your iron and just work some solder in. No big deal at first. The drag solder you see me doing is an advanced technique, but just go in and out. In and out. Let me push that down just a smidgen. And just work it in. Like that. She's not going anywhere now. Now, you can really add some flux. And really add some solder. And really get that chip down. And if you screw up, don't worry, you got flux, you got wick. You just slowly drag this across. You can actually hear the board snapping in place. And that is pretty much how we do it. And again, this might not even be the issue. So you'll see I got a ton of solder built up right here, right after this LED. You can see it right down there in the corner. You can just take your wick, your braid, just suck it up. Beautiful. And that's pretty much how we do it. Don't be afraid of flux. More flux, the better. That's all you do. And any kind of built-up solder like that you have, right? You can just work it back and forth, and I like to have it at the end so that I can come in with the wick and just wick it up. But that's pretty much what we're gonna do, and you'll see that that's it. That's how we get it to sit properly. I don't know if that's bad light or good light, but you can see, yeah, that's how we do it. And any built-up solder like that, you can just wick away, just like that. So let me finish this up, and I'll show you the end. Now this does require some practice. So like I said, practice on a board you don't give a shit about. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay, so now that it's on, so what we want to do now is before you fire it up, you want to go in here and look in between to make sure you have no shorts. Now visually you can look, right? But it doesn't always give you the whole story. So got to get right in here. Let me see if I can get some light on it too. Sorry, let me back up. So you got to get right in here and really check to make sure you don't have any shorts anywhere. So I don't see any on that side. I don't see any. All right, let's flip the board around here. Go to this side and really get in here and look. Don't be afraid to get in there and look. Let me see if I can get even just a little closer here and get focused and really check to make sure we have no shorts anywhere. And I do mean anywhere. Yep, that looks good. Make sure everything's soldered. Everything is soldered right. Make sure all pins are down. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. All looks good there. You can see how I'm really getting in there and checking. Because you could have a straggler. That's just flux. You see that brown in there. But yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so I'm just going to clean it up just a little more. And then we'll do a test. Well, that is the exact same issue. It's the exact same issue. Nothing's changed. And this gets to the part where this is where it starts to suck. And you'll see I don't know if you can see that or not, but it will start, yeah. So again, that wasn't the issue. I was afraid that it was going to be something here, but Yep. You can tell it's not booting because it keeps continually. Yep. Yep, that was not the issue. So we got to keep digging. That's what these are all about. That's just power. So yeah, let me go through and check these all once again. And it looks to me like, yeah, we're going to be removing this. Because we got to check it at least. See, this does lead me to believe we got a broken trace somewhere here. Yeah, because we seem all right. So let me go through this again, and let's see if I can find anything. Okay, so I just removed this because I went through and double-checked everything, and everything seems all right. But, see, and this is why. This is why you got to check underneath it, because, again, is it something here that I'm not getting? You're going to have to check all of this. And up here seems okay, but again, I did check everything, and everything seemed all right. But, I mean, is it something here? Let's see if I can get that. Oh, that's a little too close, but is it something in here? I mean, I hate when it gets down to this, but that is literally what we're talking about here, because you don't know what it's like underneath. So again, I'm going to do the same thing that I did to this one, to this, clean it all up, check, remount it, test, and see what happens. Okay, so this is the next day, and I decided to use a different board because that other board's giving me an issue. Even after replacing both these, I'm getting the same thing. So there's something else going on. But this is a Rev 5, right? And for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, which should be 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I should have continuity from the BIOS chip here. I should have continuity somewhere right here. I should, and I don't. So hang on here. So if I grab another Rev 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, I should have continuity somewhere right here, shouldn't I? Oh, right here. Yeah, I should have continuity somewhere right here, which is 1 hash mark, 2 hash marks away from 76. Let me triple check that on this one again here. So 1 hash mark, sorry, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have it somewhere right here. Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, no, I do not. Let me check 3. I have everything on 3. I do. 2. I do. That's just probably ground, probably. And I do. So that's one we can take a look at here. So let me go to this. That should just be voltage. It is. So let me go to this one here. Sorry, I'm trying to do this over top of the phone here. Oops. We got another one we don't have continuity here. Yeah, we got oh. Okay, yes we do. Then over, yeah, we do. Then over, we do. 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 And then we do. Okay, so actually, so it's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is actually pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Pin 13. So pin 13, we should have continuity here, and we don't. So let me remove this chip, and then we'll look. I don't know if any of that was even in focus or not, but give me a second here. Let me back that up and then keep the focus here. So I got 2 Rev 5 boards here, Rev 5, Rev 5. And yes, it does matter because some traces, depending on the Rev, do change. So here's the one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have continuity somewhere right here, and we do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have continuity right here, and we do not. And this one is just a solid green D20 as well. Okay, so let me figure out where this goes exactly. Is it broken on the other side? Is it broken here? Let me figure that out, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so let me show you what I found here. This is going to be a little difficult here, but right here is the socket. All right, and the 4th pin over is the one we're talking about. Let me see if I can get you in just a little closer here. Probably not, but I will try to show you that from pin 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes down to this via here. Right, let me show you. So from pin 4, sorry, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes down to this via right here. That one right there. And we do not. 1, 2, 3, 4. to this via here, nothing. Nothing. If I grab another Rev 5 board, this is why I keep scrap boards like that around. Even though I took in all the parts off them because other spots were so bad, you might as well not even fix it. Hence this board. All the traces from the sockets go where they're supposed to go. So if we flip this over the same way, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, there's that via, and we do. So the first thing I'm going to do is just repair that trace. And what's probably happened here, a lot of these boards can have internal shorts and internal breaks, and there ain't shit you can do about it. So let me remove that off to the side. Let me fire up the soldering iron and stuff, and I'll make just a quick jump from here to that via. Okay, so I just made that quick little trace repair there, right? And what we're gonna do together here is just make sure. I'm gonna flip this over here. Make sure that we now have continuity from that 4th pin to where we're supposed to be on this side here, and we should. If we don't, we got another break somewhere. But 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should be from here to somewhere right around the 2nd hash mark. And what do you know? We do. So let's do this together. Let's fire this up. I don't care about anything else besides putting a BIOS chip in. I actually don't even give a shit what BIOS chip it is. I don't care if it's the new one or the old one. Who cares? I just want to see if we get a difference here in the lead here. Oh, well, it blinked. There we go. Can you see that? This one's probably going to be this easy. See, this is how an easy one can be, and then how a hard one can be different. And so just before, I want to be completely honest, just before I checked this board, I did notice that a lot of, on the end here, the beginning of the chip and the end of the chip, a lot of the data lines were flat. They were dead. So hang on here 1 second. Now that we got this up and running, let me shut this down. Let me grab a video card here. I'll grab this one for shits and giggles sake. Who cares? We should at least get something on screen here now. Let's do that together as well. Let's make sure we're all good here. There is still some... Oh. Why now all of a sudden are we getting that issue? Do we not have enough voltage to boot? Hang on here. Yeah, we're way down. We're 4.7. We're way down. I forgot I turned it down. Once you add this card, the voltage, without this card, you can be 5 volts right on the dot across here. As soon as you add this card, it literally dropped that 0.3, and that is enough to stop it from booting. Where's my screwdriver at? Right in front of me. So let me just turn it up a bit. Sure enough. And there we go. And there we go. So, let me just, for shits and giggles too, let me just grab any hard drive. I don't really care at this point. I just wanted to show you how you diagnose one of these. And I will go back to the other board too. That's not getting away from me. Where's my other drive here? Hang on here. Because I got a feeling, this being a Rev 5, I got a feeling this is either a 2004 or 2005. It says G45 Canadian 2004. So this is probably a 2005. Where is that drive? Give me a second here. Okay, drive found. Don't forget, I should probably turn it up right now. Because even adding this, imagine a mechanical hard drive. Adding just the compact flash to IDE, you'll have to increase as well. So just because I'm so familiar with these, I'm probably going to have to turn it up again. So, all right, let's turn it back on now. Let's see what happens here. Sometimes these can be easy, sometimes they can be difficult, and watch, this will be an easy one. Sorry, I should shut. Look at that. Now, will it boot, though? Come on, you can boot. You can do it. Ha! There we go. Okay, so I'll probably end this one right here. That video don't look so good here. Let me make sure that's not a problem with my... Oh, it's probably this.
It's your game.
Now, come on, you. But yeah, okay, give me a second here. Okay, so it looks like we're not completely done with this. Yeah, I do have bad colors. Absolutely. And, number 12 on your JAMA here, pin 12, key being 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. From here, we should have continuity to here. We do. We do. Then ends up through a via, through here, and ends up way up here. That I'm not in shot and that you can't see shit. Way up here on the VGA connector. From the VGA coming out of the card into the board. So I should have continuity somewhere inside this VGA. 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ruh-roh. Just to verify that, I thought it might have been the cable at first. First I thought it was that. But turns out I was wrong on both accounts. 9, 10, 11, sorry, 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Learn to count. Comes up to a via. Again, we have it through here. Yeah, we have continuity up here. That's not ground. Yeah, we have continuity up through here. But we don't on this board down here. So hold on here. See if we can do this together here. See if we can figure out, oops, see if we can figure out what the hell. Let me remove the card here. I thought it might have been the slot too in the card because there was some crap in it, which I got out, but that wasn't it either. So let's take a good look up inside here. And I don't see anything inside here either. Isn't diagnosing fun? 12. Nothing whatsoever. So let me go through and figure out why we're losing continuity. Sorry, from here to here. There must be a break somewhere here. Either that or it's this connector, which doesn't matter. I mean, I can replace it, but let me go through and let me figure out why we got nothing there. Okay, so according to other boards as well, version 5s, Rev 5, sorry, 12 should go to, there's 3 vias right here in this corner, right in this very back corner, which I'll show you in a second. Let me put this one on this one. I'll reach around the phone here into 12. We should have continuity right there, and we do. Because I traced it from a via from here that runs all the way up to here, and then this runs to the first pin. So if I go first pin here to here, yeah, nothing. 0. Whereas if I go to this board, now this via, even though it's the same style, this is pushed back a little more, so I can't really get to that via. I mean, I guess I fucking could if I had to, but 12 to, it's there. So yeah, that's where a break is. So let me do a quick repair on the underneath from that via to that pin, and let's see if we've cured the color issue. Okay, so I made that repair, and again, all it was these 3 vias here is RGB, right? And they run from this side of the board to the other side, right underneath that corner here, that run to vias to RGB right here. So just that one right there, the first one, to that one, the very first one right there. So let's see if that made a difference. I have continuity to the pin now, so it should be making some difference. Let's see what we got here. We should have better color now. And then we can end this. But this is all about diagnosing, right? This is, oh, I can already tell. Because now that part is yellow and this is green. It's not all yellow. Okay, that all looks the same. But that's not yellow. That's green. Sorry. That's green right there. There we go. There's our color back. Here I am the whole time thinking it's that. I'm thinking it's something else. Nope, there we go. Finally. Let me do a voltage check on this real quick. I don't remember where I have it set. Could reset if it's not set high enough. I mean, it says okay, but I don't trust nothing. Oop, fuck, that might have been me. Shit. Whoops. It says 5.0, but I'm just going to turn it up just a smidgen. That was definitely me shorting that pin to ground. Yeah, 5.02 something. Yeah, that's still a little low, honestly. Almost 5.1. 5.09. That's probably perfect. There we go. That's much better. Much, much better. Okay. So that'll, yeah. All right. So we'll call it here. We'll call that a win. So he can take this back to the customer he sold one of the other ones to and exchange it, because I don't know why all of a sudden that other one ended up with no inputs. That'll have to be another video continuing off of this video to figure out exactly what's going on there. But yeah, and we do have inputs here. We're good here.
Welcome to Golden Tee Golf.
So we should be able to hit start here, and we do. Exactly. Which is good. Oh, I can probably turn that back off now. So I should be able to turn this switch off, and I should be able to get back into game. Exactly. Be able to hit start again. There we go. Phew. Okay, and we're like, again, we're good here. So you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.